All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy True Inferno. Today's day is Wednesday, April the 24th. We got the PvP tournament inside of that room over there. So I had to come out here and do my intro. So yes, this is the Kingdom Cup tournament. A lot is going on within the game. They already released the winners of the drawings for the GoFest tickets. Not a lot of people won. So far, I only seen about hearing reports that 5 people won. So we'll see how that goes. But we about to get this Kingdom Cup tournament going real quick. So I need to go in here, over there, and see who my first opponent is. So yeah, let's do this.
Alright, so this is the first matchup of the night here. And my opponent got Bastiodon. And everything else is pretty much similar to what I have here. So while I have Bronzon, he had Bastiodon. So yeah, it was an interesting matchup here. So it was all about, okay, can I pick the right 3 Pokemon against his 3 and come out on top? So that's basically what the strategy is here. So looking at this, I had to figure out, okay, what 3 do I want to roll with? So after thinking about it, I went with that 3 of Bronzon, no, I switched it up, my bad, really. I went with the ducking techniques. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try the ducking technique that I learned from Battle Hero. So shout out to Battle Hero. So I went with Altaria, Blaziken, and my last one was Lucario. So yeah, here we go. Letting up with Altaria against Lucario. So it's looking good. So my Altaria have the advantage here. And then he switched. And he brought out his Altaria. So I don't switch yet. No, actually I do switch and brought out the Blaziken. And he used his Sky Attack, which knocked out my Pokemon. I'm like, dang, okay. So I brought out my Altaria, which has Sky Attack ready to go. He used a shield. I still got 2 shields. So I'm like, okay, we see how this goes. But then I forced to use 1 shield, and I got a Dragon Pulse off. Try to get him off guard, which I did. And we both got a shield. We both got 2 Pokemon down, but he's still in a good position. He brought out his Lucario, and then I forced to bring out my Lucario. I shield his move, which is Shadow Ball, which is shocker. And then I knock out his Pokemon with my Quick Attack. And then I got out that Power Punch against his Lapras. He shielded that. And then I got out another Power Punch against him. And actually, surprisingly, that did the trick. It was a close matchup, and I was in the hole, but I got the victory there in the first round, or the first match rather, round 1. So now we're gonna get into the second match here, and I'm like, okay, let's pick a different lineup here because the ducking did not work for me there. So I went with that matchup right there, or lineup rather, with Bronzon, Lapras, and Lucario. So I was hoping to throw him off guard with the Bronzon, leading off with that against his Altaria. So yeah, here we go. So the confusion rather was really doing this thing, but it was pretty much even. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this Sky Attack, and yeah, it didn't do much damage, which is good. So I'm like, okay, time to use Heavy Slam, which is what I did. He shielded, and I have 2 shields, so I'm like, okay, switch. So I brought out the Lapras, try to take him down, but he got off a Sky Attack, which did some damage, and I'm like, okay, I gotta use a shield here. So he got his Sky Attack off, and I'm using Ice Beam here. I'm surprised he didn't switch yet. But bam, knocked him out, and we both got 1 shield. So he brought out the Lucario, knocked out my Lapras. So I brought out the Bronzon, which was not a good idea actually, now I'm thinking about it. And he knocked out my Bronzon. So now I'm down to 1 Pokemon, which is my Lucario. And I shielded his Power Punch, and he had another one ready to go. And because he knocked me out just like that because of that power up attack that he had, or that power up attack. Yeah, that's what I said. So now let's get to the third match here. So I was really unsure what to do here. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to pick a brand new lineup that I didn't have set already. So, and here's where I made a mistake. And with this random, I went with Altaria, Lucario, and Lapras. The problem was I had the wrong Lapras set in that party. This was not the correct Lapras. Instead, I didn't even realize it until I brought it out. And then when I saw it, I'm like, oh dang, this is not the right Lapras. So here we go. Altaria against Steeldon. I switched out, think I had the Lapras with Water Gun, Surf, and Ice Beam, which is a legacy move. No, this one had, I think, Ice Shard and Blizzard, which is not what I want. And I'm like, dang, I'm just shaking my head. But he still has knocked out my Lapras. I brought out the Lucario, knocked him out real quick. And at this point, I was like, if I win, we're doing this match over. I didn't feel right winning like that. So here we go. I got the Power Punch against his Altaria, and he had a pretty good advantage here. I had the shield against his Sky Attack. Otherwise, my Lucario would have bit the dust. So I brought out my Arteria that had a Dragon Pulse ready to go. He shielded that. So at this point, it could have went either way. I got the Sky Attack up. He shielded it, and he knocked out my Arteria. So I had to bring out my Lucario, knocked out his Arteria, and he had Lucario as well. And boom, he beat me. So yeah, I lost the first round of the tournament, unfortunately. All right, so this is the second round here. So I'm looking at my opponent. I see a Charizard and a Bronzong here, but everything else is somewhat the same with the Terrio, Lucario, Steelix, and Lapras. So I went with this lineup here, and we got a regular Terrio against a shiny version battle right here. So it's all about, okay, who could get the Dragon Claw first, but he got Sky Attack. So I'm like, okay, let's use Dragon Pulse, not Claw, but Pulse. He blocked it, so my Pokemon bit the dust. So I brought out Blaziken, and I shielded because I want that counter move to do the damage, which is, and was doing some damage there. Then I got Brave Bird off, and he shielded that, so he got no shields. I got one shield, and we both got 2 Pokemon left. So he brought out the Charizard, which is good. So I used Brave Bird with a little bit of health on it. Bam! Brave Bird did a lot of damage on his Charizard. Brought out my Lucario, knocked him out with ease. So he had no shields. I had 1 shield. We both got Lucario. So yeah, you knew I was gonna win that one. So let's get to the second match, shall we? So getting to the second match, I was like, okay, I want to do something different here. So I'm like, let me see, what can I roll with? So I went with a random squad, and this time I brought in the Steelix. I have not used Steelix at all here. So here we go. We led off with a Terrio matchup once again. So it was all about, okay, who can get the good start here. Again, my goal was to make my opponent use his shields. So he went with the Sky Attack. I went with the Dragon Pulse. I probably should have went with the Sky Attack because he was going to shield. Yep, there it is right there. He knocked out my Arteria. So I brought out Steelix because I know Arteria wasn't going to do anything against Steelix. So he switched and brought out the Lapras. And then I used an Earthquake on his Lapras. And then I switched to my Lucario rather. Shielded his Surf. And bam, the Lucario knocked out his Lapras. And I had a Power Punch ready to go. And he had a Sky Attack ready to go. So I had to shield that. And I knocked out his Arteria real quick. And then he brought out the Charizard. So I had the Power Punch. He blocked that. There we go. So now we brought him no shield. I had another Power Punch. So now I had to really try and do as much damage on him before my last Pokemon came out, which was Steelix, which was not good actually. He had Blast Bun, bam. So I lost the second match of round number 2. So now we're gonna get to the third match. So I'm like, okay, I'm not rolling with Steelix here because of that Charizard. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lead off with the Bronzong, which is a bit risky, but I'm gonna bring in Arteria and Blaziken, not Lucario, but Blaziken. So if he had a Charizard, that will help here. So here we go, Arteria again. He leading off with that, but I led up with Bronzong this time. And that confusion against the Arteria again is a close matchup here. And he used Sky Attack since I knew he didn't have Dragon Pulse. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take that hit, and then I'm gonna use Heavy Slam. And he shielded there, so I was in a good position with the shield battle. And I used a shield this time because I had a Heavy Slam ready to go, but I saved off on that, and I switched to my Arteria, and I knocked out his Arteria. And he brought out the Lapras, so I used Dragon Pulse on the Lapras. He probably gonna shield. No, he did not shield. And I was in a hole with this matchup here, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna take the hit. Bam, there it is. And I brought out the Blaziken, knock out his Lapras, took some damage there. He had the Charizard here, so I'm like, okay, I need to finish off his Charizard before he get to the Bronzong, otherwise I would be in trouble. He had a shield. I had 1 shield, so he used Dragon Claw, which would have knocked out my Blaziken. So again, and this time he had no shields, so he used the Dragon Claw, knocked out my Blaziken, and luckily I had a Heavy Slam almost charged up. I used that sucker, knocked out his Charizard, and won the second round. It was a close battle, but I got my first victory of the night. Let's move on. Alright, so this is the third matchup, and my opponent have a Bastiodon, Charizard, Dragonair, which are like, I haven't seen those last two, the Bastiodon and the Dragonair, all night. So here we go, Bronzong against Arteria, another shiny Arteria to lead off again. So yeah, here we go. Again, it's confusion against the Arteria. I got the Heavy Slam, she shielded, and then she switched to Charizard. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to switch to Blaziken. And she used Blast Bun, even though it was not affected, it still did a lot of damage. So I'm like, oh crap, okay. And then I brought out the Lapras and finished off her Charizard. Took a little bit of damage. Then she brought out her Lapras. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be a Lapras battle. But I got 2 shields. I'm not going to use them because her Lapras won't do anything against mine. I got Ice Beam. It didn't do a lot of damage against hers either. So again, I was like, okay, this time we're going to shield this time because again, and then I switched off to the Bronzong. Had Heavy Slam ready to go. And she shielded that. And I would try to get the confused. I'll use my last shield here against her Surf. And I had another Heavy Slam, used that, and I think she was out of shields. Yeah, she was out of shields. And then she brought out the Altaria again. And then I had the Lapras with an Ice Beam ready to go. Bam, there we go. So it was an interesting battle, but I won the first match of round number 3. All right, so for the second match, I decided to go with Lapras, Steelix, and Blaziken actually. So that's the match I went with here, leading off with Lapras against her Altaria. So I was already in a good position already right off the bat. So let's see what she does here. So she stays with the Altaria. I'm not going to shield against whatever it is she used. Although that Sky Attack did do some damage, but I had the Ice Beam. She shielded against that. Probably should have used Surf since I knew she was going to shield it. So this time I shield because I had another Ice Beam ready to go. Bam, Sky Attack. So yeah, here we go. Ice Beam again. So if she shields, then she used both her shields, and yeah, I'm in a good position even though I lost a Pokemon. Brought out the Steelix. So actually I used the Steelix twice this tournament, and I was not going to shield against her Sky Attack because I know the Sky Attack was not going to do much against Steelix. So I was building up my moves and doing a lot of damage against Altaria, and she brought out the Charizard. So I was like, okay, let me use the Earthquake before Charizard finished me off. And then I brought out the Blaziken. I shielded against his Dragon Claw, or her Dragon Claw rather, and finished off her Charizard. And then she brought out the Lapras, and I had Overheat, and I needed to use that Overheat. Bam, there we go. So I won the second match in the third round of the tournament. So I won 2 matches, 2 rounds to 1. All right, so here we go with the fourth match, and I did not record myself prior to this moment. So yeah, we got Trainer Remamco, hope I say your name correctly, who's one of the guys that hosts this tournament. I'm looking at his lineup. He got the Alolan Marowak and the Bronzong. So somebody else is using the Bronzong outside of myself. And of course, the other 4 are the same as well. You know, Lapras, Altaria, Lucario, and Steelix. So he didn't have a Blaziken. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, well, I should use Lapras against the Alolan Marowak and the Altaria, the Blaziken against the Steelix and the Bronzong and Lucario. So that's what I was thinking, that I was rolling with when I saw his lineup right here. So yeah, here we go. Leading off with the Lapras against his Alolan Marowak, which is in. Oh wait, but then we had some issues. I was lagging, and I was checking Twitter while I reloaded the game. Shout out to Maddie Baby, he was sending me a message. So I hit him up right back, you know, real quick, and we got the match. We started here. So after that, I can show you guys what I use here. I went with this lineup: Lapras, Blaziken, and Lucario, like I said. So, and I gave you guys the reason why I went with that matchup. So I led up with the Lapras, he led up with the Marowak, Alolan Marowak again, and then he switched to Lucario. So I switched to Blaziken, and Blaziken had the advantage here. I shielded this one time against his Shadow Ball, which would have killed, in my opinion, the Blaziken, but I knocked out his Lucario. He brought out the Alolan Marowak. I used Brave Bird, he shielded against that, and his Alolan Marowak will knock out my Blaziken. So now I'm back out with my Lapras. I'm not going to shield, even though I probably should have, maybe, I don't know. And I got another shield this time, where I used the shield that time against his Bone Club. I got Surf, super effective, but he didn't kill him, which is interesting. But he brought out the Steelix, and now I was like, okay, I think I got this one. So I used Surf right here. Oh, but he shielded there. So we both got no shields, and I got my Lucario against his Steelix. But the problem was he got his move off first, Earthquake, bam. He beat me in the first match, and I'm like, ah, dang, okay. So now we get to the second match, and I was like, okay, let's go with this different lineup here. So I'm trying to figure out what to use here. So I went with that lineup, which is Altaria, Lapras, and Lucario. So that's what I went with right there. But as we are waiting for this match to start, I'm just sitting here wondering, yeah, can we get, there we go, I'm about to say, can we get this going? So I led up with Altaria against his Lucario, and again, I'm in a good position here. So trying to get the Sky Attack up. No, he switched into Steelix, so I brought out the Lapras. And I wasn't gonna shield against whatever he used. He had Crunch and Earthquake. So I'm using Surf against his Steelix. He blocked it. And again, so the shield advantage is in my favor. And again, I'm not going to shield. He used Earthquake. I probably should have. He knocked out my Lapras, so I brought out Lucario. Finish him off real quick. And wait for him to make his decision on what Pokemon to use. And he brought out his Lucario. So I used Power Punch against his, which was super effective, and knocked him out. He brought out the Alolan Marowak. So I try to do as much damage as I can against his Alolan Marowak. So I'm using Power Punch like crazy. I used one shield. I had another Power Punch ready to go. So yep, there it is right there. And bam, he blocked it again. So he got no shields. I got one shield left. His last Pokemon got half a health. And I got the Altaria. And I used up my shield for that Shadow Ball. I got a Sky Tag ready to go. Bam, knocked him out. Won the second match of the 4th and final round. So yeah, here we go. We are now going into the 3rd match of the 4th and final round of this tournament. And now I'm trying to figure out what to use here. So I'm like, you know what? Let's roll with the... Wait for it. I went into random and I brought out the Bronzong, took out Lucario, kept in Blaziken and Lapras. So that's where I went with here. So brought in the Lapras. He led with Bronzong, which was very interesting. So yeah, here we go. And this is, I want to say, is an even matchup. So I used Ice Beam and not very effective. Did little damage. So I'm like, okay, what are we going to use? I'm going to just not use a shield. So I brought out the Blaziken, knocked him out real quick. And then he brought out the Altaria. I used Brave Bird on it. And he shielded against that. And my Blaziken going to lose this battle right here. So I brought out the Lapras. I'm like, oh man, he had low health. So then I brought out the Bronzong. I had shields, used the shield there, and I got another shield, used it there, and I was pretty much in the hole right here. I used Heavy Slam here and knocked out his Altaria. He had one shield left, by the way, and he had a Lucario. So I'm like, basically in this match I picked the wrong Pokemon here. He used Shadow Ball, knocked me out. That was pretty much it for me in the tournament. So I went 2 for 2 throughout the entire night.
The numbers guy.
And as you can see here, the winner was 13386. I forgot what his actual name was, but he had a hard time logging in. And then, of course, finishing in second was Kyle Styles, my first opponent. And finishing in third was my last opponent, as you can see. And they won a trophy, the Go Plus, and some gift cards. So, yeah, there you go.
All right, so that's going to do it for another thrilling episode of Pokemon Go. So as you saw, I finished in 7th out of, I think it was like 15, 16 of us here. So I was like finished in the middle of the pack. 1, 2, lost 2, as we got a black cat that just crossed my path, as you can clearly see. But yeah, that will do it for this thrilling episode of Pokemon Go. So hopefully your boy get a ticket for Go Fest within the next few days, as this black cat is like chilling around my legs. But yeah, not afraid of cats or anything like that. I'm just saying. And I'm about to head out because there's somewhere else that I have to be and that I have to edit this video as well. But before I go, I got to give out a few shout outs real quick. So shout out to my man right here, man, for setting up this entire tournament. I'm pretty sure he had help in doing this.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
All right. And where's this place at? I forgot to get the name of it.
It's Gatekeeper Games, Berkley.
Gatekeeper Games?
In Berkley, yeah.
Okay, Berkley, Michigan. So yeah, check out Gatekeeper Games for all their stuff. Their merchandise, gaming equipment, and even tournaments. There's other tournaments going on right now, as you can see. And you finished what in the tournament?
Finished third.
Oh, he finished third. So yeah, he beat me in the last round, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm about to call it a wrap, man. Thanks for setting this up.
No problem, man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, you have a good night.
All right, you too, man. All right, so with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy the new Jay Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah, hopefully with some tickets.
After you subscribe to the channel, make sure you click the bell icon so you never miss a new video or a live stream ever again. Thanks, guys.
Living in a world where tomorrow's never promised. Last of a dying breed, ratifying honest. Got me feeling like an onyx. My heart was getting hard till I looked to the sky. Say I'ma leave it to God, then embark on this path. Journey of a lifetime. Everybody rhyme, but not a lot I co-sign. Define the mind's capability.